Everyone knows the legend. Robin Hood, dressed in Lincoln green, lurking beneath the oaks of Sherwood, robbing from the rich to give to the poor. But was he real? And if so, who was he? The truth, as always, is more complicated than the ballads suggest. In medieval England, to be an outlaw was not simply to be a bandit. Outlawry was a legal sentence. If you were declared outside the king's peace, you no longer had the protection of the law. Anyone could harm you with impunity. Your land and goods were seized, and sheriffs were tasked with hunting you down. Outlaws could be desperate killers or merely men who crossed the wrong lord. The forests were crucial to the story. Sherwood, Barnsdale, and other great woods were royal hunting preserves. Cutting timber, grazing animals, or hunting a deer without permission could be punished as harshly as murder. A poor man snaring a rabbit could find himself branded a criminal. It is in this tense space, between kings and commoners, between law and survival, that the legend of Robin Hood was born. The name itself appears early. In 1225, a man named Robehod of Yorkshire was outlawed. A year later, court rolls mention a Robehod. Over the next decades, Robin Hood became a catch-all name for lawbreakers in the records, almost like saying John Doe. By the 14th century, we begin to see ballads. Robin Hood and the Monk, Robin Hood and the Potter, told orally and eventually written down. These portray him as a clever archer and trickster, living with a band of men in the greenwood, forever clashing with sheriffs. But the earliest Robin Hood was not a nobleman in disguise, nor a romantic defender of peasants. He was a yeoman, a social class between peasants and gentry. These early stories show him feasting, playing pranks, and standing up to authority, but not yet giving stolen wealth to the poor. That famous motto would only appear centuries later. Who inspired him? Some point to Robehod, the outlaw of 1225. Others note countless minor criminals named Robehod in court rolls. The truth may be that no single man existed, rather that the tales of many fugitives merged into one enduring folk hero. The sheriff, however, is very real. Sheriffs were royal officials charged with collecting taxes, enforcing justice, and guarding forests. In an age of resentment against corrupt officials, the sheriff was the perfect villain. To see Robin outwit him was a deeply satisfying fantasy for ordinary people. As the legend grew, new characters were added. Maid Marian and Friar Tuck appear in the 15th and 16th centuries, likely borrowed from May Day festivities. By the Tudor period, Robin was being cast as a dispossessed nobleman loyal to the true king. By the Victorians, he became a romantic rebel, fighting for the poor and downtrodden. So was there a real Robin Hood? Perhaps. But more than likely, Robin is a tapestry of many lives, stitched together by centuries of song and story. His legend has endured not because of what he truly was, but because of what he represents. The eternal dream that justice can be found in the greenwood, that the mighty can be humbled, and that somewhere, someone still robs the rich to aid the poor. And that is the real story of Robin Hood.